Good day, my plant foldies. This is Richie at Grow Folds, and today we'll be big box store plant shopping at the Lowe's out in Prosper, Texas. As always, please make sure you are pressing the thumbs up or the like button for this video. It definitely helps push this content out to more plant lovers like yourself. I am just so happy that we've grown this community. So anybody that hits the like button definitely pushes this content out to more plant lovers. And also follow me on Instagram at Grow Folds. That is the fastest and most direct way to get in touch with me. And you can see that it is a late afternoon, early evening at this Lowe's. I often visit this Lowe's. So we're going to get into the shopping, and there are just so many things to be excited about today and just the future of this channel, because Cultivation Corner will be starting very soon. And for those that haven't already subscribed, please subscribe to the Cultivation Corner on YouTube. Season 2 has started.
Y'all see the shirts that we're rocking? I mean, isn't this fly? This is fly. See, this could be in your closet. You know what I'm saying? We are selling these limited edition Cultivation Corner sweatshirts right now.
Season 2?
That's right.
Season 2.
Season 2. Listen, if you want one, you better get up on it, because like I said, they're limited. So
send us a DM in the Cultivation Corner Instagram so we can go ahead and get that custom sizing.
That's right.
You could be like us.
That's right. You don't want FOMO on this one, you guys. You need this is what couture.
Cultivation Couture.
Cultivation Couture.
And so definitely tune into Season 2, Episode 1, February 18, 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. It's actually going to premiere right after this video. So hopefully we will see on the Cultivation Corner YouTube. And I also wanted to make another announcement. For those that are new to the channel, I call my viewers and subscribers plant foldies. Welcome, my name is Richie. I do daily shopping videos that revolve around plants. But if you notice that the music on my video today is going to be different, it's because I was able to source out an old friend of mine many years back to where he was able to get me some original tracks to change up the music on my YouTube channel. I want to give a shout out to Derek, DJ Bang Beats. He's the one who was able to get some awesome tracks, and I will continue to get some more original music on my YouTube channel. So that way I don't have to worry about sourcing non-copyrighted music from other artists. I'd rather just go through a good friend, and we consider ourselves family. I'm just glad that I was able to connect with him after so many years. Definitely go to djbangbeats.com if you want to book a party. He is based out in Houston, H-Town in the house. So hopefully you guys enjoy the new music for Grow Folds, because this is the type of music I will be moving forward with versus some of my more iconic sounds like Dreamer that you would actually hear at the very beginning of my plant shopping videos. So anyways, let's look at all of the plants that are available at this Lowe's. I'm really looking for plants that are a little bit different, a little more restocks. There are some exciting new restocks happening at big box stores. I know that at Home Depot, for instance, we are gonna look to see on the second part of this video if Home Depot is actually carrying Mandula pothos in 8-inch hanging baskets, because I have been seeing some of the other content creators posting pictures and videos of Mandula pothos. So we will see that. Hopefully you stay tuned to the very end when we visit Home Depot. For now, I am just going to show you some of the things that are available at Lowe's. You already know Lowe's is one of my go-to big box stores to go shopping at. You can see that they already have all of the seeds stocked up. So if you are a gardener or somebody that likes to do landscapes and garden and grow flowers, now is the time to actually start your seedlings. I know that currently in the North Dallas, which is where I'm based at, it is going to get really cold. We're about to get an Arctic blast. So starting your seeds indoors is the best time. That way you get a little bit of a head with your gardening and landscaping. I mean, spring is around the corner, but like I've told people, until February passes by, there are still chances of getting snow, ice. I mean, I think in the whole country is actually experiencing some odd weather. And so I just hope everybody is being safe. All of our plant foldies are being safe and enjoying themselves during the live premiere. You can see right here, I'm going to be looking at the 911 Rescue Me plant. These are the ones that are on clearance for 50% off. This one is an Epipremnum aureum neon pothos. And then we have a live transplant here, and this one is in a self-watering planter. This is originally $13.98, but it is 50% off. This is the silver band Marantha over here. And I'm just going to show you some more of these clearance plants. Let me know in the comment section what you think, but all of this rack right here is 50% off. Would you pick up some of these plants? Would you rescue them? Please leave that in the comment section below. And as you can see right over here, plant foldies, we have a bunch of these bromeliads. These are in the kokedama style. I like the look of these bromeliads. These are easy to care for plants, and you can see they are in a moss bowl. I like that they have a metal hook to actually hang them up. That would be a really nice setup. And you can see right over here, they are just hanging and looking super pretty. And then over here, I'm just gonna pick up a lot of these exotic angel plants by Costa Farms. You already know Costa Farms has several varieties to pick from, and you can see the plant pricing here. I am actually curious to see what Costa Farms exotic angel plant that you like. One of the plants that I am in search for is going to be the Manjula pothos. I happen to find it at another Lowe's location, but as you can see right here, we have a Dieffenbachia. You know, care tips for this plant again is bright light, lots of it, and then also higher humidity levels if you're able to. And this should be able to grow in your care indoors if you're able to provide that environment. And it is all about your house's environment, whether a plant is going to really thrive or not. Like for instance, right over here, this is a beautiful Croton gold dust. Love the look of it. I love the yellow leaves and just the speckling. It looks like somebody just splattered a bunch of yellow paint on it. This one is for $8.98, and I'm just going to continue to pick up some plants and take you alongside with me as I look at these plants at Lowe's. And you can't go plant shopping without finding a Hydra Helix, or the correct way to say it is the Hedera Helix or English Ivy. Really love the look of this plant right here, and it is one of the more challenging house plants to grow. English Ivy, the reason why they are a little bit more challenging to grow is because they are a little bit more spider mite prone. For some reason, whenever we're growing them indoors, they just attract spider mites. And my advice is, if you're going to grow an English Ivy, grow it outdoors in a shaded area, but not in the ground, because I think some people actually mistaken my advice of growing English Ivy outside as actually putting it in your landscape. You really don't want to do that as well, because this plant is very invasive. It can take over your lawn. What I mean is, if you're going to grow an English Ivy, you can grow it in a container somewhere outside in a shaded patio area, and it's going to do fabulous. For some reason, certain plants, when you bring them indoors, are just more spider mite prone. I was told it's because their health is a little bit more compromised whenever you bring them indoors. And then you can see right here again, here is another Hydra Helix. This one is a mini Adam Ivy, and you can see that there is a little bit of a different leaf shape. I love how these leaves are a little smaller. They're a little bit more compact. And I'm actually curious to see if Costa Farms has how many varieties of English Ivy. Maybe somebody from Costa Farms, if they ever run into my plant shopping videos, can give us like an actual number of the English Ivy they offer. Again, exotic angel plants, English Ivy are a staple to Costa Farms Exotic Angel series. So just let me know in the comment section if you actually grow English Ivy. And another plant that I would recommend in anybody's plant collection for $15.98. This is an Epipremnum aureum golden pothos. pothos. I love golden pothos. Any type of pothos plant is super easy. Here's the thing about golden pothos, or just pothos in general. If you just water the plant when it has dried out completely in terms of the soil, that's basically it. You just wait till the soil dries out. You just water it. It can tolerate lower light conditions. You can grow it as a trailing plant, a hanging basket, or a plant if you want to get really large leaves. Actually attach the vines onto a moss pole or some type of plank where the aerial roots can attach, and you will get large leaves. Like one of my favorite pothos plants, it's actually my favorite one, is the neon pothos. I love neon colored plants, and you can see this one right here is for $5.98. So plant foldies, I am just going to continue to pick up the plants and just show you what they have available at this Lowe's. Not 100% sure if it's got a restock, but I always like to just go to big box stores and show you plants in general. It is part of my routine on a daily basis is to actually have a live premiere, so we can all sit here, if you make it on a live premiere, chat. And I will say welcome to all the new plant foldies that have made it into the chats, and for all the plant foldies that have created an Instagram account. Super proud of you guys, because later on this evening, when this video premieres, right at 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time on PETA's Planters Instagram page, we will be doing a live selling event. So definitely have your Instagram profile ready and log into the live selling event. And then you can see right here, here is another Hydra Helix. This one is the Spear Point English Ivy, one of my favorite looking ones, because you can see how small the leaves are. Very delicate looking leaves. And I'm just going to continue to pick up some more of these exotic angel plants. Let me know in the comment section what you think of these plants, and if you've already bought some of them from a big box store, let me know which ones you have. And you can see I just love plant hunting, seeing what plants they have available at a big box store like Lowe's. Again, this is by Costa Farms in a self-watering planter, Epipremnum aureum golden pothos. Really love the look of this plant. It is an easy plant, and we have a spathiphyllum right here. And this looks to have some interesting variegation going on with this. This is for $5.98, again, by Costa Farms. Costa Farms has a lot of plants, and I'm super excited, plant foldies, to take you along with me as I go to PlantCon in Orlando. I will be flying in Friday morning to document all of the PlantCon adventures. This is my first time in Florida. I will be traveling with Luke, so he will be with me as well as we go to PlantCon together. And I've already bought a lot of the plants from Art Garden Flowers, plantstop.us, because you already know I love my aglaonemas, and those international sellers, or those vendors, tend to have more of the rare and uncommon aglaonemas. So we'll see what that looks like for PlantCon, and I am going on a nursery tour, so hopefully I will be able to get you a lot of content. I'm just really relieved that I was able to source out some new music, new original music that my friend created himself. So there wouldn't be any issues with copyright claims or ad revenue sharing. That has been a little bit of a frustrating situation for me, because the last couple of videos I've had some issues with some of the background music. So therefore I found a solution. I was able to connect with one of my friends. Again, his name is Derek. He is djbangbeats.com. Definitely check it out. And if you are a content creator and you're interested in getting him to make some original music, you can always contact him that way. But as far as all of the plants available at this Lowe's location, they've got large and small Dieffenbachia. Again, this is for $15.98. And there are a lot of Dieffenbachias. Here's the thing about Dieffenbachias. Number one, they are really not pet friendly. It is one of the more toxic plants. So even like making cuttings from them, you really don't want to get the sap on your skin, because it can irritate it. And then as far as it being very toxic to animals, definitely keep that away. Definitely keep Dieffenbachia away even from small kids. You don't really want to actually expose them to that type of plant. But as I pan around here, lots of plants to pick from, and I'm just going to keep showing you what they have available at this Lowe's. And one of the easier philodendron to grow, this is a philodendron Birkins. It's another plant that was really uncommon about 5 years ago. Now it's readily available. Now with philodendron Birkin, I just believe that the striping or variegation is really influenced by the amount of light you give. And the reason why I say this is because I have one that is actually growing in straight water or hydroponics, and I flood it with a grow light, and all of the new leaves that have come out have almost been extremely just like pure white with just a little bit of streaks of green. And you really want to make sure that you get that balanced variegation. Otherwise, your plant is susceptible to crisping and browning, because variegation in general, especially when it gets to get super white, the plant really does require green, that chlorophyll, to be able to photosynthesize and actually create food for itself. And you already know this is a Grow Folds video. And that means I will feature, yes, you already know, Aglaonema. This one is a red Siam, Aglaonema or Aglaonema red Siam. It is the most common Aglaonema alongside with the Aglaonema Silver Bay. Just because a plant is common doesn't make the value of the plant any less. Honestly, the reason why a plant is very much commonly found is because the care tips are much easier for this plant. This is a low light tolerant plant. It is also drought tolerant, so you can get away with the plant being on the drier side. For me, somebody who doesn't really water my plants as often, if I don't resort to converting this plant, for instance, to a semi-hydroponics where I can just have a water reservoir in a self-watering planter, at least this plant is a little bit more forgiving if you do not water it right away. Now, I will say with Aglaonema, you don't want it to be in total drought for too long as well, because you get what you call dry rot, which is basically the roots become so dehydrated that they end up just rotting away as well. So as far as Aglaonema, though, you can see that there are many versions of the Aglaonema red Siam. Some of them are a little bit more red than others, and then some of them, it just is a little bit more green with a red border around it. I know one of my loyal plant foldies from Canada, Kathy, I know that she has been really trying to push out more red with the Aglaonema red Siam. Sometimes they don't really push out nearly as much red, even if you flood it with a lot of light through a grow light. I will say that some of it is just really pure genetics, but it doesn't hurt to give it a lot more light, because when a plant receives a lot more bright indirect light, they tend to grow a little bit more vigorous. The thing about Aglaonemas are that they are slow growers, and so that's the only problem with Aglaonemas. You know, typically I look for a plant that's low light tolerant, drought tolerant, and pretty vigorous in growth. Aglaonema would be a perfect plant except for the growth. It just takes quite a bit of time for them to push out new growth. Now, some of them are a little bit more vigorous in growth than others. I would say the more green varieties of Aglaonema, but even the undersides of this Aglaonema red Siam is gorgeous. You can see that there's little babies that are popping up, and that's really the most effective way to propagate Aglaonema, is to separate them from the mother plant. You can also take cuttings, but cuttings do take a while. If you are going to take an Aglaonema cutting, I would say you should just root it in water first. I think that's the fastest and most safe way to get a successful propagation from Aglaonema. But as you can see right here, plant foldies, I am just picking this up. If you haven't already added an Aglaonema to your plant collection, please do. This is only for $15.98. If you do add an Aglaonema to your collection, leave that in the comment section below. I have this campaign where I really want to popularize Aglaonema. Tag me on any Instagram post and also use the hashtag popularize Aglaonema, and we'll see if we can get it trending. And then over here, we have another type of Dracaena. I believe this is just Dracaena Riki, and this is another one by Costa Farms. And as far as Dracaena, just like Aglaonema, they are underrated, overlooked plants, but they are also easy to care for plants. I will pick up this Aglaonema red valentine, beautiful plant as well. You can see that pink plants in general are some of my favorite type of foliage color. And you can see this is a trending tropical plant by Costa Farms for $19.98 in a self-watering planter. I am so tempted to just continue to buy aglaonemas. Like I can literally have the same aglaonema version in my plant collection and not even flinch about adding it into my plant collection. I just feel like aglaonema just brings so much joy to me because of the colors. They have very vibrant colors, and I just love that there's so many different varieties. Now, if you ever want to see more of the rare or uncommon aglaonemas, you really want to get on these pages on Instagram, where a lot of these Indonesian plant sellers have some cool aglaonema. If you look at the hashtag aglaonema lovers or hashtag aglaonema Indonesia, you will see these Instagram pages where they have so many cool hybrids. But let me go ahead and just keep showing you how gorgeous these plants are. And then again, let me know in the comment section what you think about these aglaonema and the plants that I am showing you on this video today. I did want to mention that with this aglaonema, for instance, you can see that it has a bloom. You want to cut the blooms off in aglaonema. And the reason being is, I know some people might think it's really cute that there is a bloom on your plant, but the reason why you want to cut the blooms off of an aglaonema is because if you keep the blooms on your plant, it's going to really stunt the growth of it, because it's going to put all of its energies toward the bloom versus actually producing leaves. So for me, if you want more growth from your aglaonema and you see blooms, cut it immediately. Otherwise, it's going to really stunt the growth. Just so you know, a little care tip about aglaonemas. And then you can see right over here, we have Calathea in a self-watering planter. That one is for $15.98. And then the purple ones right over here are trending tropical plants by Costa Farms. These are for $19.84. And I just haven't done very well with Calatheas. They are the biggest heartbreakers in my opinion. And they're just very challenging plants to grow long-term indoors. Unless you are just one of these experts that have like really good environment and humidity in your home, I just feel like Calatheas are more of a niche plant where you really have to dedicate yourself to giving it the best environment you can possibly give it. And then as you can see right here, I love showing urban jungle plants as well as live trend plants. So you can see right here, we've got a philodendron lemon lime. Now this one is more of a climbing plant, $13.98. Love that yellow foliage. It is one of those plants that is commonly found, and I just love urban jungles planters as of late. I love the terracotta look. I recently got a bunch of succulents from Succulent Asia, and those were some rare sansevieria that I ended up potting up in terracotta planters. I just think that terracotta in general has a very classic look about it, as well as just easy care plants like this. This is another sansevieria. Love the dark foliage, and this one again is for $13.98. Urban jungle is another great place to get plants. Live trends as well. If you're looking for very modern looking planters though, I would say live trends tends to take the crown if you're going to compare it to Costa Farms, live trends, and urban jungle. I love all three of these plant nurseries equally though, because they always have something unique that they can offer. And I will say all three of them have some really good value and prices. So if you're ever going to go shopping and you're looking to save money, big box stores is definitely key. But I also tell people to always support your local small businesses and just make sure that you support small businesses as well. I do a lot of big box store plant shopping videos because I can show you beautiful plants like this Sansevieria bird's nest, for instance, by Urban Jungle, $13.98. But, you know, big box stores, it's just more readily available in most people's locations. I just happen to be very fortunate to live out in the North Dallas area. You know, the Frisco, Prosper, McKinney, Allen, Plano, Texas areas, they just tend to have a lot of really nice big box stores. But also Dallas has a bunch of small plant shops, and I really am excited for you guys all to watch the Cultivation Corner Season 2, Episode 1 premiere at 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time tonight. It will be the story of Lupita, who is the CEO and owner of Pita's Planters, a small plant shop in the heart of downtown Dallas. And I hope you will eventually take the time to visit her plant shop. She has really inspired me as somebody who makes content for YouTube in terms of like plant shopping, because if you have a dream and you feel passionate about it, work and dedication and passion and just being kind is really going to propel you to doing great things. And I will even say for all the plant foldies that always invest their time to watch my videos, whether it is a shopping video, whether it's a relaxing plant, chores video, whether it's just me being silly on a live stream, I really appreciate it. I've seen our community grow. I've always said that kindness really is the one factor that I want to highlight in our community, and I hope that we continue to grow with that momentum, and we also get grow in that momentum of actually acquiring more Aglaonema, because look at how gorgeous this Aglaonema White Rain is for $19.98 by Urban Jungle. Look at that variegation or just the patterns of the leaves. I love how there's a faint yellow glow from the plant. It's just a really pretty plant. And then as far as a low light tolerant plant, ZZ plant. This one is a live transplant for $13. I think is it for $13 or $14.98 in a self-watering planter, which makes it even more of easy care plant because you don't always have to worry about having to water the plant. Here's the thing about self-watering plants. If you have a self-watering planter, especially if a plant is in a soil substrate, you still have to be mindful because there is a potential situation where it could root rot. It's not always the best case. I would say self-watering planters are really better for like semi-hydroponic substrates like lechuza pond or leca. But if you have a self-watering planter, just make sure that the wick that pulls up the water is not fully drenched. Like you don't want to have the plant sitting in full water. You really want the string to pull up the water, so it needs to just be right above the water reservoir, if that makes any sense. And then you can see right here, Peperonia obtusifolia variegata, beautiful plant as well for $14.98 in a self-watering planter. This is again a easy to care for plant, although I've been told that peperomias are not really plants that people are after. For me, that is another plant that's easy care and is readily available at a big box store. Same thing with this Peperomia Ginny. Love this plant. And the thing about the Peperomia Ginny is if you are able to give it even more bright indirect light, it will sun stress to the point where you will get a lot more red borders, like red color on the borders of the leaves, which just makes it so stunning. And then I'm just going to keep pulling up more plants. Hopefully you are enjoying some of the plants I'm pulling up today. I just enjoy going to Lowe's, and even if you've seen this Lowe's last week, you never know if there is a plant restock. I have found some really interesting plant finds when I really didn't think there would be a restock, and all of a sudden in some corner of that big box store I find an uncommon or rare plant I haven't seen at a big box store. And again, shout out to my friend Derek of DJ Bang Beats. He was the one that provided this free non-copyrighted music, his original music that he made, and I'm hoping to acquire even more tracks. I'm hoping that he will make some specific Grow Folds tracks. So definitely check out his social medias. The link will be in the video description. So that way I don't have to really worry about whether I will have copyright claims or ad revenue sharing, because I'm leaning into an old friend. And I just feel like when you make connections with people, they always end up taking care of you. And I'm just glad that even our friendship, even though we hadn't really talked for more than a decade, I was able to get his contact information, and he was just really kind to provide some awesome music. I do like the lo-fi or lo-fi type sound, and so hopefully I'll get even more tracks. I know that some of the tracks that I have utilized in all of my other plant shopping videos, I really enjoyed them. I think the artists were great, but for some reason, YouTube hasn't been the most easy to work with in terms of just to add revenue sharing. It's really technical, and I know you guys aren't really here for it, but it was just really frustrating as far as a content creator, because not only do I make content obviously to give you guys some entertainment, a sense of community. For me, it's also to provide a little bit of passive income. I just feel like if you're putting that much work into it, hopefully you kind of reap the benefits of that as that well. Anyways, let me get off of me rambling and just keep showing you the plants. You can see right over here, we have a Scindapsus exotica, and this is by Live Trends. Look at how gorgeous the silver foliage is on this plant. Here's the thing about Scindapsus. They're very similar to pothos plants or Epipremnum aureum. The thing about it is people will call them the silver pothos. That's not really the correct term, because it's a different type of genus of plant. But what I found is, I used to think that Scindapsus were mostly just silver foliage plants, but there are many new variegated varieties of them, and I would love to acquire some more eventually. With the live viewing party for Cultivation Corner Season 2 happening tonight, I spent the day actually doing plant chores and really just trying to get things set up. I know that we are going to be experiencing quite a bit of cold weather, so as this video premieres, I will say, plant folies, please hang on and make sure that you guys tune into the Season 2 Cultivation Corner live premiere again at 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time this evening. I am planning on getting another live stream right before the live premiere, and if you guys want to jump into the live premiere video of Peta's Planters episode 1, you can start chatting. What I've noticed is once the video is actually uploaded and scheduled, you can start chatting, so you can kind of use that as more of like an old school chat room, if that makes any sense. But as you can see right here, plant foldies, I just picked up some plants. It doesn't look like there is a massive restock, but it's always nice to like show plants, so I'm just gonna walk around and pick up a couple more plants. Let me know in the comment section what plants you like, what plants you've acquired. You already know I love any type of engagement when it comes to the comments, as long as you demonstrate respect and kindness in the comment section. We've had a couple of people be not the most friendliest, but you know what? Rather than for me to lash out, I would rather just wish them, kindness. And I will pin negative comments, because then it will maybe perhaps remind people you might need to think before you click, especially if you're going to criticize or just be not a kind person on social media. So that's the thing about the plant foldy community. It is all about that kindness, and we really don't have tolerance for people that are choosing to be negative or unkind. So anyways, let me get off my soapbox and just keep showing you guys the plants. I'm just, again, glad that I was able to figure out some of my the musicality on this video, and just being able to move to a different direction. Sometimes people get redirected in a different path, but I feel like, change is good, and I am just glad that I'm able to get that support from some old friends. So let's go ahead and keep looking at these plants. Here's the thing about this propagation station. I love that it has those dracaenas here for $18.98. I just don't know if I would pay that price, but as far as just the aesthetic and look on it, Live Trends, that just looks fabulous. It would be an easy to care for plant. Same thing with this plant I'm picking up right here. This is a Dracaena janicrae campacta for $5.98 in a 3.5-inch planter. Like I said again, with Exotic Angel Plants by Costa Farms, there's so many varieties to pick from, and you can see that there's a lot of these crotons. For instance, this is a common croton. This is the croton gold dust. So I'll just continue to show you what other Costa Farms plants they have available for sale at this Lowe's. And it looks like somebody changed their mind in terms of these crotons. Love the look of this one right here. Beautiful red and orange. It just looks like a bush that is on fire. And that's the thing about crotons. Some people really don't like the look of it. And oftentimes crotons really just make appearances at big box stores and local nurseries, like at least the larger forms, during the fall months of the season. And I think it's because people attribute to their colors to more of the fall colors. The thing about it is crotons are actually plants that are native to Southeast Asia, which means these plants are receiving a lot of humidity. They're receiving a lot of bright light. They just thrive in tropical environments. So to see a bunch of crotons out when it's the colder months where the days are shorter, it's just really interesting what purpose some of these plants change whenever it comes to a different type of country like the United States, where it's definitely more of an ornamental seasonal plant versus a plant that would be able to grow long-term outside. Now this one right here is a Hawaiian spider plant, so it's different than the typical spider plant. This one is a little bit more greener with its stripes, and it's a beautiful plant as well. And then as I pick up around here, $16.98. This is a Hoya of some sort. I don't know the actual plant ID for Hoya, so for those that are actually Hoya heads or people who love collecting Hoyas, leave that in the comment section below. And that's a thing, I encourage you guys to put your plant insights, plant commentary in the comment section. I know, especially during the live premiere chats, if you ever catch a live premiere chat, I am always asking people to leave comments. The reason being is I just like reading them and also responding, and just to create more of a dialogue outside of just the live premiere chats, because I understand that not everybody can make it at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time on a daily basis, but you can still continue a conversation that way. As far as the plants that you're looking at, it really does look like we don't have a lot of new plants, but we do have this Hedera Helix. I love that Hedera Helix right over there. That one is for $5.98. That is the wonderful English ivy. And then what else do we have here? We've got a Fittonia plant and just lots of Costa Farms exotic angel plants. The one Costa Farm exotic angel plant I am really looking for is more Manjula pothos. I am seeing them pop up. So hopefully when I go to the next big box store to go shopping, I will find a Manjula pothos at Home Depot, because I've seen a lot of people posting pictures and their plant finds. I would love to see a Manjula pothos hanging basket. Here is another plant though that I would recommend growing in your plant collection, especially if you like neon colored plants. This is a Dracaena Limelight. It is a plant that can get fairly large, but look at how gorgeous that coloration is. And then you can see right here, here's another Hedera Helix. Love this plant, and it's another plant that I definitely enjoy showing. I know some of you guys might find it a little bit cringy that I say it, but you know what? As I've made my plant content, I mean, I've been doing this for close to more than a year. I have just gotten really comfortable with being my most authentic self, whether it's me choosing to be faceless on YouTube, whether it's me pronouncing certain plant IDs incorrectly. I mean, I'm not perfect by any means, and you know, I am, you know, open to feedback. Obviously I am, but sometimes, you know, you want to just stick to what you're comfortable with, and I'm comfortable saying Hedera Helix, and I think some of our plant foldies like that. Let me get back to this plant though. This is a Dracaena Dorado. It's another plant for $12.97. Super easy to care for plant. It is another one that can tolerate lower light conditions. So if you want those underrated plants, this is the plant shopping video you need to be watching, or at least my plant content, because I'm always going to be an advocate when it comes to more of the common easy care plants. This one right here is an Epipremnum aureum Snow Queen pothos. And even though it is labeled as the Marble Queen pothos by Costa Farms, this definitely looks like more of a Snow Queen pothos, because if you look at the leaves, it's got more white variegation versus cream. There is less speckling of green. There's more white on it. Maybe it's just a very highly variegated Marble Queen pothos. Either way, stunning plant. I ended up buying it for $20.84. I bought 2 of them actually at this Lowe's location, and I wouldn't mind getting a third one. Same thing with the pothos plant. I could have a whole room of just pothos plants or Epipremnum aureum, and they are one of those plants that are just very much fuss free. And even if it's just a green variety like this, who doesn't like a plant that's gonna grow for you very easily with very minimal care? It just makes common sense, or at least I feel like it makes common sense. Sometimes we get so fixated with certain houseplants where we want to just do everything we can, whether it's to buy a bunch of grow lights, whether we have humidifiers, whether we have certain soils, substrates, quality of water, certain fertilizers, to the point where we're doing everything we can just to keep the plant alive. But a pothos plant, you don't have to do a lot and it's going to thrive for you. Same thing with this Dracaena Dorado here, $12.98. Not a bad price at all for a 6-inch planter. And now we have teleported into the next big box store, which is Home Depot. So we're going to go big box store plant shopping at the Home Depot out in McKinney, Texas. This is right off of Custer Road. And so we're just going to be picking up some of the plants as we made an entrance here. And plant foliage, you can see that we have another Aglaonema Red Cyan. This one I think is around $19 in a terracotta planter. This one is, I think, by Nature's Way, and you can see we have a Hoya carnosa right over here, as well as a gorgeous spider plant. This is the Bonnie version, where you can see that it's got curling leaves. Really like the look of that. And this one is for $14.98 by Vigoro Plants. And the reason why we are at Home Depot today is we are going to be looking for the elusive Manjula pothos. They have Manjula pothos hanging baskets apparently that are popping up, as well as Costa Farms exotic angel plants that I've seen on sale for, I think, 3 for $12. So if I'm able to find that, I'm definitely going to be buying that. But as you can see right here, we've got an Aglaonema Silver Bay. This one is also a classic plant, another plant that we definitely need to add into our plant collections. So if you don't have one already, definitely check it out. But as you can see right here, we also have an Epipremnum aureum or golden pothos, super easy plant. And the thing about it is, I haven't been to Home Depot lately, so as far as the plants, they are definitely getting some new plants here. Home Depot houses the Leaf Joy series proven winner plants, so that's something we're going to be taking a closer look at in just a bit to see if there are any proven winner plants, new ones, a new restock. So we'll see if that's the case. And then we also have an Aglaonema White Rain here. I was able to get one of these, actually, a large version of it, and just look at how stunning it is. So if you're looking for large Aglaonema, I would say Home Depot houses a lot of these inexpensive ones. And you can see this one is actually in bloom. Like I said, again, with Aglaonemas, you want to make sure that you're cutting the blooms so it doesn't stun your plant. But we are just going to continue to walk around here, and I'll just keep showing you the plants. You can see that I am focusing on the Aglaonemas because who doesn't love an Aglaonema? Again, please leave in the comment section what you think about some of these plants, and we're just going to keep walking around Home Depot and do some shopping today. I did want to ask the plant foldies, what do you think of the Alocasia poly? Is that a plant that you would want to add to your collection, or would you choose to just get a simple syngonium? And here's what I learned about syngoniums. They are very thirsty plants. I used to think that they were easy care plants, but honestly, they are a little bit more challenging for anybody that isn't as big of a waterer as like me. And then we also have a peperomia frost right here. Beautiful plant, but like I said again, as far as peperomias, I didn't realize that they were also plants that a lot of people overlook, and they're underrated. And then as I spin around here, you can see that we do have even more syngoniums. These ones are by Nature's Way, and so the plants that you'll see typically at Home Depot would be Nature's Way, Vigoro plants, Proven Winners plants, and sometimes Costa Farms. Now, Costa Farms is pretty much everywhere, but the majority of plants you will typically see at Home Depot are really going to come from Proven Winners if you're looking for indoor tropical plants, Nature's Way, and Vigoro plants. And right over here, we do have a green Hedera helix. This Hedera helix, or just green version of an English ivy, is a common plant that you will see at Home Depot, and you can see that the price isn't bad, as well as these pothos plants. So if you're going to choose a plant, this one is for $14.96. This one is a golden pothos, but if you notice that the Home Depot golden pothos are a little bit more higher variegation. So even with golden pothos, it really depends on the variegation. They range from different types, and I think a lot of the variegation is influenced by the amount of light you provided. So the more light you give a golden pothos, or at least bright indirect light, don't put it in full sun, it will give you better variegation. And I've seen that happen. And then you can see over here, this one is a Dracaena for $14.96. Look at how beautiful the green leaves are. And that's the thing about Dracaenas. I say this in every single video of mine, but I don't see a lot of people talking about Dracaenas, more so even just really posting pictures of their Dracaenas on social media. And then you can see over here, we do have cordyline plants. And as much as I love the pink and magenta looking leaves, it just is a plant that will not do as well indoors. And then look at these gorgeous Alocasia regal shields, another plant that you can get at Home Depot for a really nice price, a pretty good price. And it's already a well-established large Alocasia. I haven't had the best luck growing them indoors because they tend to just get spider mites. And speaking of beautiful plants, Ficus lyrata or fiddle fig leaf trees are available at Home Depot, but I did want to pan around here and show you how gorgeous this cordyline plant is. Unfortunately, these plants, whenever you take them indoors, they tend to get spider mites, and it's because they just, their health just becomes a little bit more compromised. They really prefer to be outside. And as far as Ficus lyrata, they just prefer to have a lot of light. So you have to just know what your plant care tips are in order to be able to grow these plants successfully. You can see Aglaonema Silver Bay. This is a large one. I think it's within the $29 range, but it is definitely worth the price considering it is a large plant already. And basically you get an instant gratification because you don't have to wait for that Aglaonema to get to that size. It's already ready to go. And you can see these beautiful Sansevieria plants, $14.98. That's actually a pretty good price considering it's already a tall plant and it's in a 6-inch planter. I am getting more so into Sansevieria just because they've always been an easy care plant, but they're a plant that you don't necessarily have to worry so much about the watering, nor do you have to worry about the lighting conditions because they can tolerate low light. But as I spin around here, we're going to walk around and see what other plants they have. It is quite cold in North Dallas, so you can see some of their outdoor plants have been brought indoors just to prevent them from freezing. But you can see this table right here has a bunch of Sansevieria. I'm actually tempted to buy the one right over there at the very middle with that variegation. These are all for $8.98. But before we get into that, I did want to start talking about some of the Proven Winner plants here. So you can see that Proven Winners has different types of plants. They have the ones in 5-inch planters for $19.98. And then they also have the larger versions, the 6-inch ones, I think for $29. And we also have the Leaf Joy H2O Bowl series. But you can see this is a Ficus elastica Chloe. And what I like about the Ficus elastica Chloe is it looks like a burgundy, but the leaves are more compact, they're smaller, and they're rounder in shape. So you can see that there is a Ficus elastica Taniki. Look at on the planter here. I do like the planter. It's not as flamboyant as some of the other planters I've seen. I just wish they would have a solid matte finish about it. But either way, Proven Winner plants are just as great as, say, Costa Farms plants. I love the fact that Proven Winners will offer something a little bit different, and we'll see that in just a sec. But even the Ficus elastica or rubber tree plants, I'm just glad that they are readily available. If you're able to provide them with more bright indirect light, then you should be able to grow these successfully indoors. And then I'm just going to keep walking around here, and you can see this is definitely a new plant. Super exciting. This is a Philodendron El Chaco Red for only $19.98, and it is already growing in hydroponics, so straight water. It is in a Leaf Joy series H2O bowl. Here's the thing about Philodendron El Chaco Red. You can see that it's got velvety texture leaves, meaning it's number one, going to need higher humidity levels, and number two, it's going to be a little bit more spider mite prone. So you have to really watch for the plant. I would spray it with neem oil, treat it at least once a week, just to make sure you don't get any plant pests. But I love the fact that they have a new Philodendron ready to go for the Leaf Joy series H2O bowl. So this one is literally growing in straight water. And so some people like myself, if I were to buy this, I would actually take it out of the hydroponic setup and put it in Lechuza Pond or Leca. If you're going to grow that in semi-hydroponics, I do think that it would be easier for me to grow. And you can see they even have a Philodendron Birkin here. This one's kind of interesting because it has a half moon. It looks like it's reverted a little bit, but needless to say, beautiful plant. And when you're growing a plant in water and it's already got water roots, it makes it a lot easier for the plant to grow. The only thing I would say about growing a plant in just straight water is you're going to need to give it nutrient solution. Otherwise, the plant's not going to be able to grow as quickly. And it's always interesting that Proven Winners actually renames its plant. So this is Philodendron Fall Leaves. Although I'm not 100% sure what the common philodendron name is. Let me just keep picking up some plants and showing you what they have available. You can see we have another Calathea orbifolia, beautiful plant here, and you can see that it is pretty healthy. I just love the leaves, but it's very tempting. The thing about it is, if you don't give it enough of the environment that it requires, which is higher humidity levels, lots of bright indirect light, and consistent watering, the leaves will start to crisp up and brown up. So it is what it is in terms of just what that plant looks like in a big box store. They look so pretty, but give it 2 to 3 weeks. And I know I sound somewhat negative, maybe slightly bitter, but I just haven't been able to grow that plant successfully. But as far as a Ficus elastica, this one is the ruby version. These plants are super easy as well, especially if you put them in front of a south-facing window or a west-facing window, someplace where they get a lot of light. And you'll see we have lots of beautiful plants right over here. You saw the alocasia, and now look at this. This is a Philodendron Fall Leaves, and I love the dark foliage on this specific plant. Like, I'm almost tempted to purchase it. Not 100% sure if this is some type of new hybrid or what it is. If you know the common name of this philodendron, please leave that in the comment section. But you can see that the roots are well established. It's got beautiful brown foliage on the leaves. What a beautiful plant. It reminds me of chocolate leaves. I would just call this philodendron chocolate if I'm going to rename the plant. And then you can see over here, we just have a regular, and I say regular, this is actually an Epipremnum aureum summer night, which is also known as a common name for it would be the golden pothos. You can see that it's got some well-established roots. Pothos plants can grow in water long term. They're a little bit more tolerant of getting less nutrients, but if you want them to explode, you really want to give plants that are in a hydroponic situation nutrient solution. And I've shown that in a previous video on how to mix a nutrient solution. You can see again, I'm so tempted actually to buy an El Choco Red. This one is for $19.98, but this one has a little bit of cosmetic damage. I would still hope somebody would pick up this plant and purchase it. As far as this philodendron, again, it does like to climb, so you're going to need to give it a moss pole or a totem pole. And that's another thing I did want to go touch base on is when we do our shopping videos or plant shopping videos, I do want to give you insights on how a plant naturally grows, because if you give it the way it give it the environment a plant naturally wants to grow, whether it's crawling, whether it's climbing, whether it's trailing, or whether it's just sitting on top of a substrate, you will get the maximized beauty of the plant. You know, plants will change their leaves, they will mature, but it really does take a certain level of environment that they're used to for them to really give you that full potential. But the El Choco Red, what a beautiful plant, and it does remind me of my co-host on the Cultivation Corner, Steven. He loves philodendrons. And speaking of the Cultivation Corner Plant podcast, as we premiere tonight at 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, please make sure you are subscribed to the Cultivation Corner YouTube channel. Do a search if you can't find it. All of the season 2 will be on that. I know that the original season, the very first episode, was actually premiered on my YouTube channel, which is Grow Folds. And I also wanted to point out that if you've been watching my videos and you haven't already, number one, subscribe to my YouTube channel, because you'll get daily 1-hour plant shopping videos with a little speckle of plant chores, maybe a house plant tour soon. But make sure you're double checking whether you have all notifications set versus just personalized notifications. If you have personalized notifications, it may not always push out that YouTube video of mine to you. And I actually upload shorts videos and other videos as well. So double check that. And again, if you ever want to start chatting with other plant foldies, you don't have to wait for the video premiere to start. You can actually come on a little bit early and start chatting. You can consider these videos that are already scheduled to premiere at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, for instance, as almost like a chat room, kind of like old school chat rooms. I don't know if you guys have been able to go into one of those, but those are interesting when like Yahoo had chat rooms. But anyways, let me get back to the plant. So you see that I'm just picking up a lot of these H2O bowls. These are for $19.98. Now, if they were on sale, sometimes they'll put them on sale, I would totally buy an El Choco Red today. But that's really the restraint you have to have whenever you're going shopping at a big box store, especially me, where I am going into a big box store pretty much daily. It is a little bit challenging to just not spend money, because you run into gorgeous plants. And I'm glad that I went to Home Depot. I can't really see any signs of the Manjula pothos, but I'm not going to give up. But I am excited to see that there are some new releases of plants from Home Depot, and that's really the goal, is to get all of these gorgeous plants shown to you guys. So I will just keep walking around and picking up these plants. You can see right here, this is a philodendron jungle boogie. It's a large form, and you can see that this is the green form of all of the serrated philodendrons. Beautiful plant, very easy to care for plant. And yes, it's just a green form. Now they have the variegated version, which is the philodendron ring of fire, but even the green form is a pretty one. They have the philodendron golden crocodile, which is the neon aurea form. So I have those two. I need a jungle boogie. I have the original mother plant, which is basically the philodendron Pluto, but you'll see that I'll just keep picking up these plants and showing you all of the gorgeous proven winner ones. here are my thoughts on calatheas. They're just better plants, at least for me personally, to just look at whenever I'm at a big box store and just really admire how gorgeous the foliage is. But in terms of growing them as a house plant, I just wouldn't recommend them for beginners. They're just a little bit more challenging plants, and I salute anybody who's able to grow those plants long term. And you can see right here, this is the serrated philodendron. This is a philodendron golden crocodile. Beautiful plant for $19.98. And I love proven winner plants because they do have some healthy looking plants. I love the planters that they have, and I hope that this year they continue to push out even more interesting philodendrons and just house plants in general. I'm just glad that Proven Winners has actually gotten into the house plant game, because for the most part, Proven Winners is really known for the gardening or landscaping plants. So the indoor tropical plants, I'm glad that they've started to really delve into that business. I am a huge supporter of Proven Winners and hope that you guys will also go to Home Depot and go shopping for Proven Winners plants. So you can see that they just have a little section here. Some Home Depots really carry a lot of Proven Winner plants. I would say this one is hit or miss, but as you can see here, this is where I was going to look for. So the Vigoro hanging baskets, I was hoping that I would run into a Manjula pothos, but just from the get-go, they do have a bunch of high variegation golden pothos. So I'm not complaining about that, because as far as the pothos plants, it is another plant that I feel like we should trend. But somebody was telling me the reason why we don't really have to hype up pothos is people will buy them regardless. I agree. I just wish that more people would be more enthusiastic about sharing their pothos collection. There's a lot of people that will get on social media and really post some beautiful variegated monsteras, variegated philodendrons, aroids in general, but I don't see as many Instagram accounts or social media platforms really celebrating pothos plants, and I just think that they are awesome. You can see that these are by Vigoro plants for $19.98. Really good value for an 8-inch planter. You can see that they've got some really good variegation, and I would just recommend a pothos plant even from Vigoro hanging baskets. These ones look to be pretty healthy, and so that's the thing with hanging baskets. They do require a little bit more attention because they dry out a little bit faster, so you're going to have to monitor the watering levels if you're going to keep Epipremnum aureum golden pothos in a hanging basket. I do recommend them as a trailing plant, but if you want those large leaves, put them on some type of support where the aerial roots start to attach and the leaves will get larger and larger and may even eventually fenestrate to the point where they become a cost-effective or another alternative to acquiring a variegated monstera. It kind of looks like that once it starts to fenestrate. But let me just keep picking up these plants. There are just hanging baskets. It doesn't look like we have Manjula pothos at this location, but I like to go plant shopping. I like to go hunting. I like being in big box stores and really recommending people to go shopping there. So you will see more frequent visits to Home Depot, because now that I've seen that there are Manjula pothos, I will be searching for that. And hopefully I'm successful in finding it and really sharing that journey with you as well. So plant foldies, if you have made it this far into the video, please make sure you are pressing the thumbs up or like button for this video. I would really appreciate the support, and also just leave as many comments for the video as well. You already know I love all of that engagement, and if you know people that need to go plant shopping or are fans of plants, please share my video link as well with them. We are so close to 12,000 subscribers, hoping that we will get that accomplished by the end of February. We'll see. It's just taking a little bit longer, honestly, but what I'm most excited about though is it's not always about the number of subscribers that you have, it's the number of engaged followers. And I can tell that even in the live premieres, there are more people watching consistently on the live chats, even for the ones that are not plant shopping videos, because oftentimes whenever I do a non-plant shopping videos, there's less engagement, but I'm just glad that you guys are a little bit more open to that. So didn't find the Manjula pothos. We're gonna walk through here really quickly and then see what plants they have. But as you can see right over here, these are a bunch of these ferns, these Boston ferns that were brought in because it is about to freeze. So we'll look at the Sansevieria and pretty much end this video in just a second. I am excited that I do have new music on this channel, so hopefully you guys enjoyed snippets of the new tracks I have. I know some people have been asking me to change it up. Well, there you go. It's 2025, new year, new me, new music on Grow Folds. Let's just end this video off by showing you some of the Sansevieria. So you can see that these are the bird's nest form, but I am really attracted to getting one of these right here. You can see that these are for $7.98. I may end up coming back for one of these Sansevieria because number one, they're super healthy. I really like the coloration. And ever since I got some rare Sansevieria starfish, from Succulent Asia, go to succulentasia.com if you want some rare succulents and Sansevieria. I have become a little bit more intrigued with the different varieties of Sansevieria, and I didn't just realize how easy they are. These are really plants that I need to be adding into my plant collection because they don't require a lot of light and they don't really require a lot of water. So that is a really good characteristic for plants that make them conducive to an easy care experience. So let me know in the comment section what you think about these Sansevieria, but I'm just going to pick these up and then eventually just get you guys hyped up and excited for the season 2 live premiere episode 1 of the Cultivation Corner Plant podcast. But as far as the value of these plants, $7.98, really love the Sansevieria. It's a beginner plant. It's an easy care plant. It is a plant that you must go plant shopping for because of those characteristics. This is the Sansevieria I'm thinking I'm going to purchase. I would have bought it when I went to this Home Depot today, but we'll see if I come back for it. Beautiful plant. If you've enjoyed today's video, please press the thumbs up or like button if you haven't already. I really appreciate you watching today's video. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel with all the notification bell on at Grow Folds. This is Richie. I'll see you on the next one. Bye. Good day, my plant foldies. This is Richie at Grow Folds, and today will be big box store plant shopping at the Lowe's off of Preston Road in Frisco, Texas. As always, please make sure you're pressing the like button for this video, as well as following me on Instagram at Grow Folds. That is the fastest and most direct way to get in touch with me. It is a beautiful morning, and I am still going through PlantCon withdrawals. It was so fun to go to PlantCon 2025 in Orlando, Florida. Thank you to those that have actually become new subscribers by finding my content through my PlantCon videos. So I am back at doing big box store plant shopping videos. You know that is pretty much the root of this channel, but just know that I will be featuring a diverse content of different types of plants, different types of small businesses, and I might actually be creating a Patreon page. So definitely look out for that for some behind the scenes footage. And I may just go faceless there. But before we get into the plant shopping videos, you already know I want to invite everybody to go to the Cultivation Corner Plant Show podcast with Janae Simone and Stephen of I Live Plants. We premiere videos on YouTube every Tuesday at 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Please don't miss it. We are on season 2. And so if you like plant podcasts, which I don't know if there's many plant podcasts out there, definitely search Cultivation Corner on YouTube. Subscribe with all the notification bell on. We are now going to be on episode 3, season 2, and we have some merch.
Y'all see the shirts that we're rocking? I mean, isn't this fly? This is fly. See, this could be in your closet. You know what I'm saying? We are selling these limited edition Cultivation Corner sweatshirts right now.
Season 2?
That's right.
Season 2.
Season 2. Listen, if you want one, you better get up on it because, like I said, they're limited. So
send us a DM in the Cultivation Corner Instagram so we can go ahead and get that custom sizing.
That's right.
You could be like us.
That's right. You don't want FOMO on this one, you guys. You need this is what couture.
Cultivation Couture.
Cultivation Couture.
And
Beautiful morning at Lowe's. This is one that I often go visit whenever I want to go do some big box plant shopping videos. I did want to say again, PlantCon 2025 in Orlando, Florida was amazing, and I still have some more content scheduled to premiere this week, so definitely check it out. I know you guys are looking for some of my plant haul, and I will also show you some more of my insights and maybe do a special video about some takebacks from PlantCon 2025. But you already know I'm going to be highlighting a lot of the big box store plants. So the first one up are going to be a bunch of the Costa Farms plants. So you can see right over here is for $15.98 in a self-watering planter. This one is a Dracaena right here. And going to PlantCon and meeting the Costa Farms team, they are so down to earth and amazing. And again, I just wanted to say thank you to Samya, their social media director, as well as just the team for choosing me to win the Manjula Pothos giveaway on Instagram. I was super excited. And for all of the plant foldies that literally went onto the reel that was doing the giveaway, letting Costa Farms know that we wanted that Manjula Pothos, thank you so much. I would even say for those that are new to the channel, I call my viewers and subscribers plant foldies. Welcome. The Plant Foldy community is just an amazing community. I'm just so excited that it is continuing to grow. We have gotten about 200 new subscribers, and we finally reached 12,000 Plant Foldies on the Grow Folds YouTube channel, and I'm so thankful for that. It is because you guys watch through my videos all the way through. You hit the like button, you comment, and share my videos, and I'm so thankful for that. And I will continue to do big box store plant shopping videos, but just know I'm going to reveal a little bit more about my personal plant collection. A lot of that is actually going to go on my Patreon page. I'm trying to figure out the logistics and how much the tiers are going to cost. It's going to be very much cost effective, but I am looking to do this a little bit more full time in terms of just my plant content on YouTube. But as you can see right here, I am picking up so many gorgeous plants from Costa Farms. Now this one right here is another Aglaonema, and this one is so beautiful because look at the stems on this Aglaonema. I don't have the specific plant ID for it. That's just feedback for Costa Farms. I hope that they'll be able to give a little bit more feedback in terms of just the plant IDs for their Aglaonema, because we are Aglaonema lovers. If you are going to be watching my videos, know that I am hashtag popularizing Aglaonema. So if you have any posts that you put of your Aglaonema on Instagram, pictures, reels, shorts, videos, TikTok videos of Aglaonema, please tag me at Growfold and use the hashtag popularize Aglaonema. You already know that is very intentional of me in terms of really getting people involved in trying to get these plants a little bit more trending. Whenever I went to PlantCon, like I said in my PlantCon videos, a lot of people were not really into Aglaonema. Some people kind of just overlooked it. And, you know, when you go to big box stores like this, these Aglaonema are readily available. And I love the fact that Costa Farms continues to churn out many cost-effective plants. And then I also did want to show you this beautiful Homelamena Shelby. This one is by Urban Jungle. And Urban Jungle is another plant nursery that really produces some amazing plants. This one is not a bad price at all. And I do love the fun look of Urban Jungle. Urban Jungle has more of a boho type vibe. So if you like fun textures, if you like just fun plants in general, Urban Jungle's plants is an amazing nursery that provides a lot of these nice plants. And you can even see that Urban Jungle is really delving into mixing up their hanging baskets. So now they're using different types of textures. So they've got a metallic hanging basket. Now this one is what you call an Epipremnum aureum, golden pothos. Love the golden pothos. This is another easy to care for plant. This is a plant that I would recommend every single plant lover to add into your plant collection because it is such an easy care plant. And then you can see right here, $24.98. This is a green marantha. This is also known as a prayer plant. Beautiful veining on it. Now, as far as this plant, again, it is not toxic to pets, so it's pet friendly. That is a plus, but you got to make sure that you stay on top of the watering. It does not like to stay dry for too long. And if you're able to increase your humidity levels, this plant will love you back. This is in a beautiful hanging basket as well by Urban Jungle. So I'm just going to keep picking up plants and showing you. Let me know in the comment section what you think. And I did miss making big box or plant shopping videos. I know last week was really all about PlantCon 2025 in Orlando. I do plan on going to PlantCon 2025 in Houston. I believe it is the last weekend of May. And if you are a plant foldie in that area or somebody that is going to fly into Houston, please send me a direct message on Instagram. I would love to meet our plant foldies. I know I was able to meet a couple of plant foldies. Shout out to Melissa. Shout out to Carla. You guys were amazing. And I'm thankful you guys actually sported my Grow Folds t-shirts. I brought some Grow Folds t-shirts. And if anybody's interested in a Grow Folds t-shirt, I can ship to you. Just send me a direct message and the size that you would like. They are only for $20 plus shipping. So just let me know. And then here are some more of the plants that I'm going to pick up and show you. can see that there are so many gorgeous plants by Urban Jungle for only $13.98. So I picked up a lot of easy to care for plants. Here is another one. This is a Sansevieria, and look at Urban Jungle's planters. So again, if you like textures and fun vibes, I would say Urban Jungle Plants is the one nursery that you really want to get these planters from. Obviously, the main three providers of plants at big box stores would be number one, Costa Farms, Urban Jungle Plant, as well as Live Trend Planters, and we're going to see all of that. Whenever you go big box store plant shopping, again, it is all about looking for plants that are going to fit into your space. And what I mean by that is you want to make sure that you're picking up plants that, number one, speak to you, plants that are going to be easy care plants, plants that are not necessarily trending, but plants that are going to bring you joy because the care is easy. This is one, for example, is a Dracaena. It's another underrated, overlooked plant. For those that have known me for a while, and for those that talked to me at PlantCon 2025 in Orlando, you already know I was gung-ho about Aglaonema. Anytime somebody mentioned Aglaonema, I was screaming with joy. Whenever we went to the nursery tours in Florida, when I saw Aglaonema, I just got super excited. And so for me, I urge everybody that actually collect plants to go for plants that not necessarily are trending. Go for plants that are going to bring you joy and that you personally like. Don't follow trends, because whenever you follow trends, you feel the pressure of having to keep up versus just picking up plants. Like for instance, this one for $13.98, I am back at growing Sansevieria, because Sansevieria are marketed as an easy to care for plant. I do find that their variegation is beautiful. The fact that I did a collaboration video with Succulent Asia on Instagram, that's an Indonesian rare Sansevieria succulent cactus nursery. They sent me 6 free plants. I have a newfound love for Sansevieria because a lot of people kind of overlook them and think of them as a basic plant. Now here's what's really interesting. So you can see right here, that is the price for Urban Jungle Plant. This is the Calathea Stella, and I love the look of Calathea Stella as well as Calathea White Fusion. So it's got that beautiful variegation on it, that albo white variegation. But as you can see right over here, you can see there is just a little bit of yellowing on the leaves, and that's because this plant is a very finicky plant. Calatheas in general, and I do apologize if anybody is a Calathea fan. It's not that I don't like Calatheas, it's just I feel like Calatheas, as beautiful as their foliage is, like for instance this one by Live Trends Designs, oh, I love that planter, by the way, but just the fact that the foliage is so beautiful, but it's very challenging to maintain that that lush, full look. Oftentimes, Calatheas will start to get crispy leaves because the humidity levels aren't there, or they are very much more spider mite prone, but you can see that the beauty of this plant is impeccable. It's one of those plants that, for me, and I've said it multiple times in all of my videos, they are just the biggest heartbreakers. Now, if you're gonna look for other easy care for plants, you know, going big box or plant shopping, I would just say the Calatheas, the Maranthas, the prayer plants are gonna be the more challenging plants. Like this one right here is a red Marantha by Urban Jungle, and it's in a metallic planter, but look at how beautiful the veining is. I would just say if you're gonna grow a more challenging plant like this, just know the investment that you're gonna put in terms of the care, especially your time and attention, is going to ask for a little bit more so as compared to maybe getting a pothos plant or a Sansevieria. And you can see right here, Live Trends has some more hydroponic plants, or what you call propagation stations. This one is another type of Dracaena, and again, Dracaenas are underrated plants that a lot of people often associate as like office or business corporate level plants. I still think that you can collect Dracaena. I think Dracaenas are gorgeous, and if you're going to be watching my videos moving forward, just know I am a big advocate when it comes to rooting for the underdog or the underrated plants. Now take a look at this Live Trends planter. This is another self-watering planter. Love the ceramic look on it. I love the color, and you can see right over here, beautiful peperomia golden, beautiful plant as well. And I have to say, Live Trends Designs really fits my overall aesthetic when it comes to houseplants, because they really check all the boxes about minimalistic planters, just the styling. The only thing I would say as far as a critique would be on, wow, this is so gorgeous. I love the yellow colors. The only critique I would say is that they use the fake moss. I'm not all about the fake moss. If they're going to use top dressing, I would say use some type of like other top dressing versus the fake moss, because I feel like if you water or top water, that moss is going to hold on to more moisture than maybe the plant would need. But that's just my personal opinion. I will say that this new shipment of Live Trends design plants are gorgeous. I mean, take a look at that that glaze on this pot. Normally I'm not a fan of shiny glazes, but I love the flower inlay. It really is seasonally relevant with spring coming around the corner, with Easter coming around the corner. I love that. And you can see right here, philodendron moonlight. What a beautiful yellow philodendron. And you already know I love these neon colored plants. This one again is only for $14.98, which I think is a really good value when you're already looking at the high quality of planter, it's self-watering, and then you're getting an amazing plant. You can see right over here, we've got a Syngonium Maria, and I love that minty green tone of this planter. So I'm just going to keep picking up plants. Again, please leave comments in the comment section about the plants that you're seeing in my videos. You already know I love that engagement. And for those that have actually given me a monetary tip or a super sticker for my plant con videos, I really appreciate it. It does help with my travel expenses. And for those that don't know that there is an option to send a monetary tip for content creators, it is in the form of a super sticker or super thanks. You could just look at the bottom right hand corner of your screen, and there should be a dollar sign, and you could add that. Obviously, do not feel obligated to feel like you have to give a monetary tip or a super sticker, but if you do, it is greatly appreciated. And that's the reason why I am going to go into possibly doing a Patreon, just because the amount of time and effort I'm putting into my content. I would think that you guys would like to see more of the behind the scenes stuff. And so somebody suggested a Patreon. So stay tuned for more details about that as I get all of that set up. I will be doing a Patreon launch in the next couple of weeks. So stay tuned for that. But let me go ahead and get back to the plants. As you can see right here, plant foldies. I am just picking up more of these propagation stations by Urban Jungle and Live Trend Designs. Look at that gorgeous green on this Dracaena. Low light tolerant plant, drought tolerant plant, easy care plant. You need to add it to your plant collection. I will say that the Calathea White Fusion as well as the Calathea Stella, they're just gorgeous plants, and you know, you can't help but be mesmerized by the beauty of that variegation. It's just that I am just not able to grow this plant. I may try to grow this plant using the hydroponic method of from Grow Daddy Pro. It's an actual hydroponic system that you can find in my plant con videos, but as you can see right over here, beautiful variegation. Now when it comes to Calatheas, you want to give them a lot of bright indirect light. That's number one. Number two, stay on top of the watering. So they prefer to have more purified water or distilled water. Tap water or hard water is not going to do well for the plant because it can crisp up the leaves. And then overall, make sure you are having higher humidity levels. they like to be bunched up with other plants. That's another tip that I've been told. But as far as this gorgeous plant, like, it's super tempted to buy. I may end up transferring it into Lechuza Pond or Leca if I end up putting one of those plants. And then you can see right over here, beautiful succulent arrangement. And I do feel like succulents, this one is only for $7.98. There are other plants that are not really looked into. I am on a search to try to find the rare cactus and succulent collection by Costa Farms that have been reaching the Walmarts. I haven't seen a lot of the Walmarts yet get restocked in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, but it's one of those on my bucket list for the spring. And can I say how excited I am that the weather is starting to get warmer in the North Dallas area, which is where I'm based at, and I'm just really inspired. I'm really inspired to go to big box stores and to create even more content for the plant foldies. You guys have been really kind to me in terms of just supporting my plant content, really embracing my most authentic self, because I already know. You already know I love to talk. You already know that I can be very repetitive with some of my care tips or even the way I present my plants. But, thinking back, especially when I've gone back to PlantCon, I was really humbled and inspired to meet so many kind people, so many people that really encouraged me to be myself on my social media platform. Because at the end of the day, whenever you create content, just know that you need to make sure that you're creating content for yourself. And then if that content is something that resonates for some of the people that want to engage with it, that's really that's really all that matters, is what I'm trying to say. And I've really had to ground myself to realize that that the reason why I do plant content is, number one, to find something productive. You already know that I've shared this in the past, but with mental health, it is all about grounding yourself. I do suffer from OCD, and just having that routine of going here and filming plants, talking about plants, sharing my love for plants, and engaging with the plant foldy community, it's really helped with my wellness and mental well-being. So that's number one. And then number two, creating that shopping experience where maybe not everybody can go around and find plants. I know that some people say, well, Richie, you need to be supporting small businesses. Trust and believe, just because I do big box or plant shopping videos, it does not mean that I don't support small businesses. I always encourage people to shop small, but at the same time, if people are not as lucky to have small businesses and nurseries, although I will say Florida has some amazing small nurseries and businesses owned by families for generations, definitely shop that. But don't roast somebody because they want to buy these plants that I am picking up right here. I mean, look at these gorgeous new live trend hanging baskets. For instance, this is a philodendron heteroraceum Brazil. You can see that they're using a lot of the pastel colors. And actually, speaking to somebody that was out in Florida, I mean, they kind of gave me some insight about just the care that the Live Trends company does in terms of the design. You know, they find people that are designers. They really put in a lot of thought process in the just the creation of some of these planters and the way they present their plants. And I appreciate that. I love the fact that seasonal relevance for plants is a must. I just feel like plants do enhance a space. And if you can add that certain level of style and grace and just seasonal relevance, I think that that makes it even more appealing for somebody that wants to pick up and buy plants. And I hope that more people will get into plants, but I do urge people, if you're going to buy plants, do your research on the plants. Know your budget, because I'll tell you, I could have spent a lot more money at PlantCon in Orlando last week, but I was very good about pre-ordering a lot of my plants from Art Garden Flower. Thank you so much to Ricky, my friend. If you aren't following him at Art Garden Flower, please follow him. He is an Indonesian-based nursery that was able to give me a lot of my plants that I was hoping for. And so that was really exciting. But in terms of going to a big box store, you can see right here, Urban Jungle has all of these ceramic hanging baskets. I would say if you're going to shop for plants, know the type of plant you're wanting to purchase. And then number two, do your research on the plant care tips. And then number three, set yourself a budget. It is so easy to spend a lot of money on plants. And I don't want to just dictate what somebody does with their finances, but for somebody that I would say I have a legitimate plant addiction where I can't stop buying plants, I can't stop getting into plant accessories. One way to kind of mitigate that addiction is also just having a budget and really having self-control. Like for instance, this planter here, I have been looking at for many months, more than a year actually, and I have yet to pull the plug on buying it. I just think that it would be such a beautiful plant. This is one of the instances where I don't mind having that texture because I love the ginkgo leaf. Now, maybe Lowe's might put that on clearance or on sale. Don't feel like you have to buy a plant that very day, because oftentimes a lot of the plants at Lowe's can get marked down, and depending on the health of the plant, you can get a really good deal for it. Now over here, I am going to be showing you some more of the Costa Farms plants. So this is the exotic angel line. This is another Hydra Helix. And this one right here, I believe, is the Patina English Ivy, or the correct way to say it is Hedera Helix. For my viewers that are just discovering my channel, especially for the ones that tuned into my plant com videos, I purposely mispronounce Hedera Helix as Hydra Helix because it is one of the plant foldy staples. I don't know why y'all want to count how many times I say it. I don't know why y'all like to say it the way I say it, but I do appreciate that you guys engage with that. But in terms of all of the Costa Farms plants, here's what I will say. If you want something that is a little bit more unique, a little bit more diverse, there are many different types of plants to pick from when it comes to Costa Farms. So they have different sizes of plants. So for the exotic angel line, they have the 3.5-inch starters as well as the 5-inch starters. So we're picking up some of the 5-inch starters, and you can see right here, this is another Hydra Helix. This one is for $8.98, and this is the wonderful Ivy. It looks like I might have missed a live premiere chat where the Plant Foldy community actually created the Hydra Helix Challenge 2025, where basically you are supposed to pick a Hedera Helix or English Ivy, and then mark the date that you purchased the plant, and then you're just going to count how long you are able to grow the plant. I think that is the Hydra Helix Challenge. So if you are going to do the Hydra Helix Challenge and you have social media, please tag me at Growfold and use the hashtag Hydra Helix Challenge 2025. I would love to see the Plant Foldy community really connect on social media like that. And to the person that actually is able to grow an English Ivy for a very long time, you are definitely going to be the winner, and you are definitely going to take the crown, because I have sent 14 English Ivy to Plant Heaven. I have yet to get any English Ivy in my collection, but I'm thinking about doing the Hydra Helix Challenge myself. So stay tuned for that. I may actually post my Hydra Helix Challenge on my Patreon. So I am excited about doing my Patreon page. I believe it's going to be my my handle at Growfold. So definitely take a look at that. Please leave me comments in the comment section about some of the extra footage that you would want as a Patreon member for Growfold. I'd really like to know that. But I'm even thinking that I might just do my face reveal on Patreon, because it's going to be definitely more exclusive. One thing I will put in my Patreon page is the fact that you will get to see a lot of my personal plants. I think I might do small mini tours on my Patreon page, houseplant tours on my Patreon page. So definitely take a look at that. But let me go back to the plants here. So as you can see, all of these Costa Farms plants, they come in 6-inch or 8-inch hanging baskets. This one is a Philodendron Hederaceum Brazil. That one is for $20.84. And then this is an Epipremnum pinnatum, Cebu Blue Pothos. Gotta love the Cebu Blue Pothos. Now, with any type of Epipremnum pinnatum, you want to make sure that you're providing it with quite a bit of bright light, number one. Otherwise, it's going to give you runners. And then number two, they're not as drought tolerant as, say, an Epipremnum aureum or a pothos plant. So make sure you stay on top of the watering, and you should have a beautiful Cebu Blue pothos right over here. If you want to grow that up on a totem pole or a moss pole, the leaves will get larger and they will start to fenestrate, or what that means is it'll start to split its leaves. And I can't help but look at all of these gorgeous aglaonema. Like, this is another aglaonema for $15.98. Self-watering planter by Costa Farms. And I am asking Costa Farms, look at the Greg Humbali hybrids. I repeat, look at the Greg Humbali aglaonema hybrids. Please do a search for that plant foldies, and you will see the beauty that aglaonemas can potentially bring to the plant world, the plant community. I have dubbed aglaonemas as the most underrated aeroid in the entire universe, and that was really highlighted at PlantCon 2025 because it's not anybody's fault. It's just that I think a lot of people are just not aware that that is a plant that is worthy of being collected, and I'm hoping to change that. And I'm hoping to change that by utilizing this platform to really get people interested in aglaonema, as well as using this platform on YouTube to get people excited about the Epipremnum aureum or this pothos plant, for instance. Why not go back to the basics? You know, it is a new year, new us, new me. I think that instead of us just going after the trending plants or going after the plants that everybody feels like they have to have in their plant collection, let's go back to the basics. You know, whenever you think about solving a problem in life or just in general, right? You look at going back to the basics. And for me, going back to the basics means let's get an easy to care for plant. Let's buy an easy care plant from Costa Farms at a big box store, for instance. That's going to be easy on your wallet and easy on your time and effort, and you're going to get more joy out of it. So I'm just going to keep picking up these plants right here. You can see Costa Farms has done something a little bit more unique by having combination planters of multiple plants. I think this is for $17.98 in a self-watering planter. So let's keep looking at some of these gorgeous plants by Costa Farms. Can we talk about the new self-watering planters that Costa Farms has pushed out? You can see that this one is a parlor palm for $15.98. The self-watering planter, though, look at how awesome it's going to be, or it is. I love that braided texture on it. And so for me, I'm not as big of a texture fan, but I do like the modern look of this particular planter, and I wouldn't mind adding that self-watering planter. And you can see right over here, plant foldies, $20.98. friends. It's another Hydra Helix, or what you call a Hedera Helix. That's the correct way to say it, but I'm going to say it the wrong way because it's fun to do that. And that one is an English Ivy. This is the Mini Adam English Ivy. I would want to get some more English Ivies. And honestly, with springtime coming around, I think I am going to do the Hydra Helix challenge. Let me know in the comment section, Plant Foldies, if you are already doing the Hydra Helix challenge. Please use the hashtag Hydra Helix Challenge 2025. I would love to see photos, and I would just love to see all of that. And then you can see right over here, Syndapsis trubii Moonlight. It's another Costa Farms trending tropical plant for $19.98 in a self-watering planter. And did you guys already see that Costa Farms has released the Monstera Burley Marks Flame as a trending tropical plant on their website? So if that is a wish list plant of yours, definitely go to costafarms.com and place your order. And I will say I missed going to the Costa Farms nursery tours. My flight to Orlando last Friday actually didn't make it until actually around noontime. And at that point, they've already gotten on a bus for that. So I'm hoping that someday I will be able to tour Costa Farms a little bit more closely, because that would be so interesting to see where all the magic happens. Because I mean, you can see right here, Costa Farms has a lot of plants at big box stores, and just meeting the team behind Costa Farms, huge advocate and support for Costa Farms. I know some people might have some of their own opinions about big box store plants. I will say that there is always a venue and an audience for everybody. I think that there is enough plant consumerism to where you can buy plants from Costa Farms and still buy plants from some small nurseries and local businesses. I mean, right over here, $120 if you're looking for a Ficus lyrata or a fiddle fig leaf tree. Beautiful plant, massive plant. And you know, my opinion about buying big plants is if you want that instant gratification, go for it. I've done it where I've actually bought a large foliage plants because I didn't really want to wait to grow it. I know that part of the growing process or journey is all about seeing your plants thrive and grow, but sometimes you just want them to be large. Like this one right here, this is another Calathea stella, and look at how gorgeous this is. Now this one looks super healthy, and it is so tempting. When I say it is so tempting to purchase this plant, I really want to buy it, but I just know after the millionth time about sending this plant to plant heaven, I cannot do it. Today, I am probably going to rescue this Aglaonema pink Siam for $19.98. I know that the manager or somebody that was actually marking some of these plants might actually mark this one down. We'll see if they do, and if they do, I'm going to buy this Costa Farms trending tropical plant, this Aglaonema pink Siam. And you know what? I've been doing a lot of semi-hydroponic conversions where I'm putting my plants in either Leca or Lechuza pond, but I am going to go back to the basics. And yes, I am going to talk about going back to the basics and actually planting my plants in a soil substrate. So I did want to shout out Classy Rabbit, which is basically an organic soil company out in McKinney, Texas. You definitely want to shop local, support local businesses. So please go to classyrabbit.com. I will be potting up all of my plants in that soil substrate, which I'm super excited about. So we're going to actually see how effective that soil is going to be. It's super chunky. It's 100% organic, and it is from a small local business out in McKinney, Texas. So definitely check out Classy Rabbit. I'm so thankful that they are sponsoring me with some of that, and hopefully I can get more people excited about that specific soil substrate. So as you can see, Plant Foldies, I've got a lot of exciting news and things that I want to share. So I do want to say that a lot of my video for today is really just me talking to you directly. I know that you want to see the plant shopping video. I know you want me to talk about the plant care tips, but I've mentioned that a lot in a lot of my videos. I will say for this one, $15.98. Look at that juvenile Ficus lyrata and what it could be in a couple years. You know, with fiddle fig leaf trees, they need a lot of bright light. Make sure you stay on top of the watering as well. And you can see right here, Philodendron Birkin, beautiful plant, but take a look at this. That it is a new Costa Farms. planter. I love the fact that it has a new design, and I hope that Costa Farms continues to level up their planters. I do think that plants are trendy, but I think a lot of the trend also happens when you have them in specific planters, when you have them as decorative pieces like this one right here. I am wanting to buy this planter because I do love pink. Pink is one of my favorite colors, pink plants in general. $15.98. So we're gonna go ahead and just keep looking at some of these new planters. I love the texture. I love that it's got that pastel pink, and a lot of it has to do with spring, Easter coming around the corner. Really love these delicate looking containers as well. And you can see right here, that is another philodendron Birkin. Like I've said with philodendron Birkin though, I think a lot of times the plant's variegation or whiteness is actually impacted by the amount of light you give it. So for those that are a little bit more familiar about this easy to care for plant, let me know in the comment section below. And I'm actually curious to see in the comment section, plant foldies, what current plant products are you buying and using? Do you use like Miracle-Gro fertilizer? Do you use We the Wild fertilizer? What soils do you use? I would highly suggest going to classyrabbit.com and checking out that soil fertilizer. And then you can see right here, Costa Farms again has pushed out some more Aglaonema. This one is an Aglaonema Frosted Ghost, which I will most likely buy today because I need one. I need one to be put in soil substrate. I really want to see about putting it in soil substrate using the Classy Rabbit soil. So let me know in the comment section if you are going to purchase from Classy Rabbit soil. That would be awesome. So classyrabbit.com, definitely check that out. And you can see right over here, there are just more Aglaonemas. I'm just going to keep walking around and picking up some more of these Costa Farms plants. Again, let's popularize Aglaonema. Let's popularize Aglaonema. Use the hashtag popularize Aglaonema. It is the best plant in the entire universe, in my humble opinion. But anyways, let me know in the comment section what you think and if you've added some Aglaonema in your plant collection. These ones are by Costa Farms for only $15.98 in these new stylish planters. See plant foldies, they've got even more trending tropicals and more exotic angel hanging baskets by Costa Farms. This one is a Fittonia stripes. That one needs a little bit of water. It looks like it's a little bit dehydrated. And then we're just going to keep looking at these urban jungle planters, as well as this Dieffenbachia right here for $5.98. This one is another Costa Farms exotic angel plant. And if you'll notice at Lowe's, they actually have the wick system where they have a self-watering wick string that pulls up water if you put that plant in a self-watering planter. I really like that technology just because it really takes the guessing game of having to water plants. Now over here is another urban jungle plant right here. I love this exotic angel. I'm sorry, Syndapsis exotica for $24.98. Beautiful silver foliage leaves. Love the velvety textures. Syndapsis are a little bit slower growing than pothos plants, but needless to say, they're still a beautiful plant. And I love Love this planter here by Live Transplants. This one is a Monstera deliciosa juvenile form. Now let's not forget the green forms of Monstera deliciosa. I know I saw the Monstera Devil Monster, the most expensive plant in the entire world at PlantCon 2025. It was from Mike's Nursery, but let's not forget about the green Monstera deliciosa. That plant can bring you just as much joy. And you can see right here, gosh, I just love the look of Live Trend planters. You can see that pink one right there is gorgeous, and this one is a ficus ginseng plant. I really love the caudex or the trunk. And you know, as far as ficus, like I said again, for care tips, you really want to make sure that you're providing them with bright indirect light and make sure that you stay on top of the watering. And I'm just going to keep walking around and picking up these plants. Again, plant foldies. If you missed the big box or plant shopping videos, have no fear. I am very inspired to work even harder for our plant foldie community. All I ask is, like I said again, please make sure you are pressing the thumbs up or like button for this video. Watch my videos all the way through. Leave comments, and if you're able to share with others, I would love to see that as well. The next goal is to try to get to 13,000 Plant Foldie subscribers in 2 months. So by April, I'm hoping that we can reach that mark, but that is with the help of the entire Plant Foldie community. I would say out of all of the communities I see on social media, the Plant Foldies are amazing, because you know what? We have daily 1-hour plant shopping videos and we chat away. And I love the fact that I met so many of you all in person. You guys are amazing, and just keep that positivity and love going. Share your plant wins. Send me pictures of your plants. Send me questions on Instagram, all of that, because I love to engage with y'all. So anyways, you can see that we have some more bromeliads here. And a little tip, I ended up buying some bromeliads as well at PlantCon. So I'm very, very excited to show you my PlantCon haul. You'll see the process of me potting them up. You'll hear me talk about how I got them on an airplane, a domestic flight, and all of that. So stay tuned for those videos. And let's just keep looking at all of these plants that Costa Farms is pushing out to big box stores. And I know it sounds silly because I mentioned that I've fallen out of love of syngoniums, but as of late, the fact that I've kind of put more effort into taking care of my syngoniums, they are becoming more lush and full. And I did use that plant product called We the Wild Grow Concentrate, and it's really been giving them some amazing lush growth. I am starting to get back into syngoniums, and this one right here for $16.98 by Costa Farms is one that I've been eyeing. You know, syngoniums in general, they're very fast growers, which makes them very appealing, because I feel like as a plant lover or somebody that grows plants, we're always actively looking to see if there's new growth, new leaves unfurling. And so for me, syngoniums, the only thing that makes them a little bit more challenging is the fact that these plants are very thirsty plants. And so for me, if I'm able to put them in semi-hydro, for instance, where I can put them in leca and I can put them in self-watering, it makes it a little bit easier for me to maintain. But the ones that I have in soil have been doing very well for me. I do plan on taking some of them outside and growing my plants outdoors this spring. And I do want to ask anybody that actually grows indoor plants, do you take yours outside? And what type of results do you get by taking your plants outside? I've noticed that whenever I take my house plants outside, they are like on steroids in terms of their growth. They just grow a lot better in the shaded areas outside. Now, again, we're gonna go look at some of these Costa Farms plants. This one is a Syngonium milk confetti for $5.98. And I remember when Syngonium milk confetti was like super expensive. Now that they are more readily available at the big box stores, everybody can add that into their plant collection. And for me, sometimes plants, you need to have that accessibility. You need to have that accessibility to the point where you may not always have the big bucks to invest into, you know, a $200 plant. Part of plant growing and collecting is being able to have it available to the masses, and I do want to give credit to Costa Farms for being able to provide that. I mean, because then more people can get into the plant community, and for those that really do collect the rare aroids, they were always going to be available. They're always going to hold that price at some point, but I feel like even certain basic plants need to be a little bit more readily available, and that's the reason why whenever you go big box store plant shopping, you can save money. You can save money on your plants. There's less risk of sending them to plant heaven. And if you do, you don't have to worry so much about losing that monetary value that you put into purchasing the plant. Like this one right here, this Peperomia Ginny, highly recommend it. Beautiful plant, easy to care for plant. It actually performs more like a succulent where you don't have to water it nearly as much. And it is one that if you sun stress it, it's going to give you some beautiful coloration. Same thing with the Syngonium milk confetti. I feel like the lighting conditions really impact the speckling of pink on this particular Syngonium. If you have anybody that, if there's somebody watching this video and you have Syngoniums, let me know in the comment section what Syngoniums you like and what Costa Farms exotic angel plants have you bought. I'm actually thinking of doing like a plant budget where I just go into a big box store and do plant shopping for only exotic angel Costa Farms plants, and we'll see if I can keep them alive, if I can prevent them from going to plant heaven. Let me know in the comment section if that's the type of content you want to see. I'm thinking a lot of these more niche or specific plant content or videos are going to be put on my Patreon page. So plant foldies, I hope you guys can actually support me on my future endeavors in having a Patreon page. I definitely will put my Hydra Helix entry in my Patreon page. So if you want to see daily updates, videos of literally my English ivy, like this Hydra Helix, this Hedera Helix, wonderful ivy, I may end up doing that on my Patreon page. I'm just trying to figure out the graphics, how much the cost would be per tier, and just know that a lot of my content will always be free because I feel like free content is the best type of content. But if you are somebody that wants to support me on my future endeavors, I am going to have a little bit more merch and I'm going to have a little bit more on my Patreon page. This is becoming more of a, I wouldn't even say full-time gig because I will never leave my career. I think that is the reason why I had that stable income to be able to consume and purchase plants. But I do enjoy fostering and growing a plant community where it's very interactive. You can even see right here, I love just looking at these Costa Farms plants. I mean, the fact that they can produce these in the masses is crazy. And I just really wish I would be able to tour the Costa Farms location. You know, as far as Costa Farms, again, it is a huge team. There is a lot of effort that is created in growing these plants. And even when I went to the nursery tours, just know that all of these plants that we have in trays, like this Hydra Helix, takes time to grow these crops. And that's the reason why I hope that the majority of these plants will be bought out, because it took a while for these plants to grow. Like this Philodendron hederaceum, just a green form. Love the look of this plant. This is a plant that I definitely need in my plant collection. I don't mind having multiples of these. And that's the thing about pothos plants. I'm on that era where I literally just want to grow easy care plants, and I definitely want to just collect Aglaonema exclusively. And I'm so excited that I'm actually gonna be able to show you my collection soon. And then you can see here is another Hydra Helix. This one is for $8.98, and this is the Florida. English ivy. So what I like about the Florida English ivy is it has a really interesting point on the leaves. The shape of the leaves is really nice, and it looks like it would grow pretty fast. Another update, I do think I might have a Hydra helix in my my backyard. I know that I had a couple growing outdoors in a pot, and for some reason I was told that these plants might have survived the really cold winter that Dallas had. So we'll see if they do. That might just be part of my Hydra helix challenge entry. And then you can see right here my Janet Craig compacta, beautiful plant, $8.98. And then we also have another Dracaena warneckii for $5.98. Please buy this plant. Please buy yourself a Dracaena. You need a Dracaena. I need to influence you into buying these easy to care for, underrated plants. Plant foldies, can you tell that I am all about the underdog plants? I'm all about the pothos plants. I'm definitely all about the aglaonema. And so for me, hopefully you guys will follow suit on that, and you can just see that there's so many plants that Costa Farms provides for us, and that is why big box store plant shopping is where it's at times, and I say that as a keyword, but also make sure you are supporting your small businesses as well. Like I said, again, there is enough plant consumption for all of us. It is a huge plant community, but right now I am going to be highlighting a lot of these Costa Farms plants. Very interested to see what new varieties of plants that they have. I hope that Costa Farms will really look into adding more aglaonema. I mentioned to the team about feedback. If they want to differentiate themselves, they need to try to create their own trends, which means go ahead and get plants that not maybe everybody's about, and then maybe that that new variety of aglaonema might create that. So we'll see. As far as crotons, love this croton. I am so thankful that I will be getting some rare crotons from Blue Moon Tropicals. Thank you so much for offering the beautiful croton fireworks. I am confident that I'll be able to grow some crotons because it is springtime. I'll be able to grow these plants outdoors in full sun, and they're gonna love it. But let me know in the comment section, plant foldies again, which exotic angel plants that you like from Costa Farms. And as I complete this video today, just really happy to see that, you know, all of the magic that is created by Costa Farms is really through hard work. And you can even see here, this is another beautiful hanging basket of some type of fern. Know that I'm going to be back to regular programming. So lots of big box store plant shopping videos. With spring around the corner, you already know that we're going to get a lot of plant restocks, and I am going to have so much more content. The cat is out of the bag. I will be creating a Patreon page and maybe a YouTube membership as well for more exclusive, more in-depth, more personalized content. So we'll see what that all looks like for you. As you can see right here, I am showing you some of these really cool planters here. I really love the texture of this particular one as well. This one is a self-watering planter that you can take one of the Costa Farms wick plants and put them in there as a self-watering planter. And I love that this is pretty exclusive to Lowe's. And then you can see right here even more Costa Farms plants. This is another Hydra helix, or your Hedera helix. Hopefully I haven't scared any of you guys away. I just love shouting Hydra helix. It kind of reminds me of that old anime, classic anime Sailor Moon, where they like shout those powers. So like moon prism power, makeup, or something like that. I know I'm a big dork, but that's just me sharing a little bit more of my personality with you guys. You already know I'm still gonna stay faceless, and that is okay. I love staying faceless, but if you want to meet me in person, you already know I am just like a regular human being. The only thing is I have really set boundaries, very clear boundaries of what I want to share on social media and what is going to stay within my daily personal life. And I think, you know, for those that have actually commended me for that, thank you for your support and for understanding. It's not that I'm trying to hide anything. It's literally sometimes we have to set boundaries on social media. Sometimes people overshare too many things. And when you think about it, once you post it on social media, it's there forever. You might be able to delete the post, but it's there somewhere floating around. I know I've been doing a lot of talking about other things aside from plants, you'll have to excuse me, but you know, the whole plant con 2025 experience has really gotten me on a high in terms of just plants, my insights about plants, and just my new renewed inspiration to get you even more content. And that's the reason why I really think that launching a Patreon page with more exclusive, more in-depth, more consistent content, although I would say doing daily 1-hour plant shopping videos is pretty consistent, but if you want to see what I am posting like every hour of the day, then Patreon is going to definitely be for you. And definitely want to see my Hydra Helix updates as well, because I will be buying a Costa Farms English Ivy. What better way to do it than to do the Hydra Helix challenge by buying a Costa Farms English Ivy? And again, I did want to say thank you to Costa Farms for choosing me to be a winner for that Manjula Pothos hanging basket mother plant. That is amazing. That is iconic. And you will see that in my PlantCon plant haul tour. And you can just see right here, I'm picking up just a couple more of these exotic angel plants, and then I will end this video. Hopefully you've enjoyed this big box store plant shopping video, and you've learned a little bit about easy care plant tips, insights about the current plant pricing, and just updates about the plant community at the Grow Folds channel. It's just fun. It is a beautiful Monday, and hopefully we are going to only have good vibes only. That is going to be another tagline at the Plant Foldy community, is good vibes only. Stomp the negativity. We are not going to tolerate negative comments, and you know, all of that is because you guys allow this community to stay positive and not to have any type of toxicity around it. So if you want a safe space where you love plants, if you want to chat with us during a live premiere chats, if you want to open up a dialogue in the comment section, feel free to do so, because the Plant Foldies are the best viewers, followers, subscribers anybody could ask, and I am just super thankful for that. And you can see right over here, plant foldies. We just have so many exotic angel Costa Farms plants. And then now I'm going to spin around here and just show you some more of the orchids. So it looks like, you know, Lowe's always carries these orchids. So we have dendrobium orchids, we've got phalaenopsis orchids, we've got lots of different flowering orchids. Some of these are out of bloom, and we have a bunch of these bromeliads right over here. I'm going to pan around and show you this. This is another beautiful Fittonia stripes. I love that as well. So this is really a nice looking Fittonia. Now with Fittonias, you just need to make sure you stay on top of the watering. They do not like to stay in drought for too long. So consistent watering is key for the Fittonia. They make really good terrarium plants, and that's something I want to get into, is creating terrariums. There's just so many things that I want to plan on, but I just feel like there's just never enough time in the day. I don't know if you ever feel that way as well when it comes to just your daily hobbies, things that you really want to accomplish. Even on my weekends off, I feel like I'm constantly moving around. Someday I would hope to just lay around and bum around. And you can see right over here, this gorgeous Alocasia cuprea, beautiful plant, self-watering planter, and I love the fact that Live Trends has this available. So if you're looking for a niche, very slick looking plant, this is a beautiful Alocasia. Now with Alocasias, again, they tend to be a little bit of finicky plants. Make sure you have higher humidity levels. Make sure you are spraying them down with neem oil to prevent spider mites, because they can be spider mite magnets. Otherwise, what a gorgeous looking plant. I love it. And just that purple alone is just stunning to me, or at least I feel like it's stunning. And you know, it's one that, as far as Alocasias, this is considered a jewel Alocasia. It doesn't get too big, but it's still a beautiful plant regardless. And you know, this end cap right here is a bunch of Live Trends plants. You will often see that at Lowe's, just having Live Trends plants, and you can see all of the gorgeous plants that they have available here. So I'm just gonna pin around and just keep picking up some plants. Let me know in the comment section what you think about Live Trends plants. These ones are only for $14.98, and I am a huge fan of their planters, their self-watering planters, and all of the new seasonally relevant plants that they have available at big box stores. See right over here, beautiful philodendron heteroraceum neon. Love that color. You already know I love my yellow foliage plants. This is amazing, and it's one that I would highly recommend as well, adding into your plant collection, because it's an easy to care for plant. It is a showstopper, and guess what? It's priced effectively, and it is often found at a big box store. So find those basic common plants, because that's the kind of plants I would recommend, especially for somebody that's starting out a plant collection. And you can see right here another red Marantha by Live Trends Designs. And Live Trends, again, I can't say how beautiful their planters are. And as far as the Live Trends Design, let's just say that if you buy them, you will definitely have a very instant stylistic look. And this isn't a Grow Folds plant foldy plant shopping video unless I show you my favorite pothos, which is a neon pothos. And this one, again, I mean, look at how gorgeous this is. I'm actually chopping up a lot of my pothos plants because I am in the mood to propagate a bunch of pothos plants again and to create a forest. I may end up sharing those plants, and that's another way of saving money when it comes to plants, is plant propagations that you can sell or share with others. Thank you to those that have sent me some plant gifts. I really appreciate it. I will be doing a separate video for all the kindness the plant foldies have had. And for those that have actually sent super stickers, super thanks, that monetary tip, you guys know who you are. I did want to shout out Trish for doing that, Angelique for doing that as well, and House of Love for doing that. That really has helped me out with my PlantCon travel expenses and just for some of the equipment that I've put into creating this content. But as you can see right here, before I end this video, I definitely wanted to show you a little bit more plants on Live Trends in Urban Jungle as well. So I hope plant foldies, you guys have enjoyed the plant shopping that I did today. It is nice to be able to do big box store plant shopping videos again to really highlight all of the care tips for these easy care for plants, as well as ways to save money on your finances when it comes to plants. Like I said, again, always look for those clearance plants, look through plant propagations, compare and contrast what the current plant pricing is. And then as far as what's exciting, Costa Farms has got some new planters in. If you like what you saw today, please make sure you are pressing the thumbs up or like button for this video. It definitely helps push this content out to more plant lovers like yourself, as well as subscribing to my YouTube channel at Grow Folds with all the notification bell on. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.